Well, there's really no point in me talking about the Canon EOS R6 Mark II, scheduled for release later this month, because all the big channels have already done it. You can easily see all the specs on any of the big channels. You know, the Kai Wongs, the Peter McKinnons, the Vanessa Joys, all that sort of stuff. I'm just a little guy. You already know everything about the R6 Mark II. The fact that it's got the full frame 24.2 megapixel CMOS sensor, the fact that it can shoot 12 frames per second mechanical shutter or 40 frames per second with the electronic shutter, the fact that it has 5 stops of in-body image stabilization, and when coupled with RF lenses with optical stabilization gives you up to 8 stops of image stabilization. You know all that. There's no point talking about the 4K 60 downsample from 6K that you can actually run off the 6K with the HDMI. It's all there. There's actually no reason for me to mention the renewed configuration, the different on and off switch location, the photo mode to video switch on the wrong side of the camera. There's no point about me talking about any of that because you know it all. But one thing that has really stuck out to me with the R6 Mark II, with the release upcoming and the specs involved, is the pre-shoot function. Now, pre-shoot to me is an awesome idea, and I'll be really keen to see how it works practically in this camera. I mean, apart from the deep learning, AI-based autofocus tracking modes for vehicles such as cars, trains, planes, animals such as cats, dogs, horses, humans, the auto subject tracking, the fact that you can adjust the video mode to just face detect only and not revert to focus on the background, it's also cool. But the pre-shot mode is what really interests me. The fact that you can record up to 3 to 5 seconds before you actually activate the video recording, and for stills, the fact that you can shoot half a second before you depress the shutter fully. I guess it happens on the half press. You half press and it's constantly buffering shots. And if you think about 40 frames per second in the electronic shutter, I wonder, does that mean you have up to 20 frames per half second before you activate the shutter? To me, this is an amazing function because of the fact that I shoot birds. At times I shoot birds. And I so often find that I'm focusing on the bird, trying to anticipate the moment when it will launch and take flight. And then by the time it does and I click the shutter, it's nowhere in the frame, it's well gone. But with the pre-shoot, it may well give us the ability to capture that shot in spite of our reaction time. And out of the R6 Mark II, that is the thing that interests me the most. Not necessarily the fact that it has the dual SD cards or the DigicX processor, it's the practical, useful functions that really interest me. I don't mind if I can only get 1080p. I don't mind if I can only get 15 or 20 frames per second with the electronic shutter. What I am interested in is the pre-shoot mode, the pre-shot mode. This is technology really crashing into our practical needs. And that's what interests me about the R6 Mark II. And that's why I see a point in talking to you about the EOS R6 Mark II scheduled for release. And another thing that's really exciting to me about the EOS R6 Mark II is the fact that it's coming out at the same price as what the EOS R6 did. $2,499 US. How much that will convert to in New Zealand dollars, I'm not exactly sure. You're probably not even interested, but it may actually signal quite a reduction in the EOS R6 Mark I. Is that what we're calling it? Or just the R6? It may actually signal quite a reduction in the price of that. So that's great news. But yeah, as I say, all the big channels have already covered all the specs. It's kind of like you wake up and go, whoa, I missed the boat on this big time. I missed the boat on it big time. But that's cool, that's cool. I mean, the bottom line is I have to watch all those other channels to try and work out what interests me in it anyway, before I even drop in to talk to you. And that's about it this time for this chat. Thanks heaps for watching anyway. I know you get to choose who you watch, and there are some big influential channels out there, and I'm a small fish, a small fry, so it does mean a lot that you've dropped in and caught up on this clip here today. Again, thank you so much, have an awesome day, and we're going to catch you next time. Bye!